We're glad to have you join us on another episode of Gateway Diary. I am Victoria Oniaye. Today on the program, we'll highlight some of Governor Dapo Abiodun's strides in improving the economic growth and development of Ogun State, his efforts in impacting lives and improving the welfare of the people. These are the highlights of what to expect. Governor Abiodun announces the disbursement of grants and facilities for 236 primary healthcare centers across Ogun State. Ayekpe Junction to Mayflower Road in Ikenne local government area gets a facelift as the state government intensifies efforts in constructing more township roads across the state. Security will also be on the front burner as Governor Dapo Abiodun seeks the establishment of a military base in the eastern part of the state. Plus, Governor Abiodun meets the Southern Nigeria Traditional Rulers Council, expressing that he and his colleagues are ready to work with the traditional rulers to foster peace, unity, and promote development in the region. We have details of these stories and more in a moment. Those are your news headlines across the state. Let's start off with our first story for today. Governor Dapo Abiodun's strategy to revive the once comatose healthcare sector in Ogun State is focused on revitalizing primary healthcare centers across the state as the first phase, before moving on to other stages. To a large extent, he has achieved this goal and is gradually progressing to the next phase, but not without ensuring that the primary health centers become self-sustainable. His latest initiative includes the distribution of grants and facilities to 236 primary health centers spread across the state. He made this announcement during a meeting with the executives of the National Association of Resident Doctors.
It's no secret that before Prince Dapo Abiodun stepped into office as governor of Ogun State, the state's healthcare sector was in shambles and barely hanging by a thread. Both primary healthcare centers and state-owned general hospitals suffered total abandonment. But shortly after Governor Dapo Abiodun took over the reins of leadership, he quickly recognized that something had to give and must be fast. That's because the maternal mortality rate was alarmingly high and urgent action was non-negotiable. In a swift move to bring back life to the health sector, Governor Abiodun shifted gears from the old playbook and focused on reviving the primary healthcare centers. Many of these centers were eyesores, hardly the kind of places you'd want to receive medical care. So the governor's first order of business is to embark on the renovation of all these primary healthcare centers, bring them back to life, and make them accessible to the residents of the state. Today, thanks to his intervention, these buildings have transformed. Their bright yellow roofs now sparkle under the sun, with solar power systems installed to ensure they are never left in the dark.
When I assumed office and I went to visit our teaching hospital, what I saw there was a very cheery moment for me, that this is indeed what is going to be a hospital. So I set up a team of people from the private sector to come and take a look at it and recommend to the state as to what we can do. And we have since begun to implement, their recommendations. And today, that institution is wearing a totally new look. So we didn't stop there. We said that it was important for us to implement our health insurance program, and that has gone very well. We call it Ilera Dero.
Governor Abiodun didn't stop at just giving the healthcare centers a new look. he rolled up his sleeves to ensure these centers had the right tools and equipment. And to boost emergency response, he equipped them with tricycle ambulances, nimble, efficient, and perfect for navigating through the state's rural areas. But Governor Abiodun isn't the kind to think short-term. He is a firm believer in sustainable development, and that's why he's here with members of his cabinet, hosting a meeting with the National Executive of the National Association of Resident Doctors. The governor commends the group for selecting Ogun State as the venue for their national conference, noting that healthcare is the backbone of any thriving economy, which is why he declared an emergency in the state's healthcare sector when he first took office. He was obviously determined to change the story.
I want to assure you that in Ogun State, we don't joke, neither do we toy around with the issue of healthcare. When I assumed office, I almost declared an emergency in our sector. My first official visit after my office was to the Olabisi Onabanjo Teaching Hospital. And what I saw there broke my heart. And immediately we began to put a team together to advise us on the immediate next steps that we need to undertake. And I'm happy that today that teaching hospital is wearing a new look.
Governor Abiodun shares how his administration has been steadily uplifting the sector, equipping primary healthcare centers, digitizing records for better efficiency, rolling out health insurance plans for both formal and informal sectors. In a major announcement, the governor revealed the distribution of grants for 236 primary healthcare centers across all the local government areas of the state. This partnership with key organizations aims to keep the centers delivering top-notch services for the long haul.
We have grants and facilities from multilateral organizations that we're going to begin to expand very soon that will allow us to have a minimum of 236 primary healthcare centers that are built in line with what the requirement of the WHO should be, meaning that we would have one PHC per political ward so that our citizens can easily walk to a primary healthcare center.
The doctors couldn't hide their appreciation. They praised the governor for his commitment, especially in equipping hospitals across the state.
We want to thank you for all you have achieved in this healthcare sector. We pray for your support continuously, and we hope that this bridge that we are forming today can last a long time, and you will benefit from us as much as we are benefiting from you. Thank you very, very much for your.
For Governor Abiodun, one thing is crystal clear. Quality healthcare delivery is more than just lip service. It is a bold and decisive effort to provide top-tier social services that are not just for today, but sustainable for generations to come.
Healthcare in Ogun State is undoubtedly getting the much-needed attention. Now let's turn to infrastructure development, another sector where Prince Dapo Abiodun has been working tirelessly to reduce the deficit in the state. Governor Abiodun is committed to constructing many township roads in the state, prioritizing those that connect directly with the people. One of these roads which caught our attention is the Ayekwe Junction to Mayflower Road in Ikenne local government area. We will take you on a visit there. But it's not just that. Governor Abiodun also visited the Sagamu-Benin Expressway, a very important federal road, to assess the level of damage. He has since called the attention of the federal government to the plight of motorists on the road.
When you hear the phrase sustained efforts, it's easy to think of politicians tossing words around. But in Ogun State, one man is turning those words into action. His name is Prince Dapo Abiodun, the 5th elected governor of Ogun State, and he is leading the charge, especially in the realm of infrastructure development. When Governor Abiodun first took office, Ogun State was still known as a gateway state, but its road network told a different story. Many roads were crumbling and desperately in need of attention, but Governor Abiodun knew this problem couldn't be solved overnight. It would require steady, determined effort, and that's exactly what he's been delivering for over 5 years. Today, Ogun State boasts around 700 kilometers of roads, either newly constructed or completely reconstructed, spread across its 20 local government areas. Both federal and state roads are part of this massive facelift, standing as living proof of Governor Abiodun's relentless drive. For Governor Abiodun, building these roads is about more than just laying concrete and asphalt. It's about easing years of hardship for the people, opening up communities to thrive economically, and making Ogun State an even more attractive place for business. In line with this vision, Governor Abiodun, alongside his Commissioner for Environment and other top officials, recently visited a troubled section of the Sagamu-Benin Expressway. This road is severely deteriorating and has become a source of frustration for commuters traveling from other states in the south. The governor is here to assess the damage firsthand and outline the state's short-term plan to alleviate the sufferings. Governor Abiodun reassures motorists that immediate relief is on the way. He also emphasizes President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's commitment to fully reconstruct the highway.
Let me confirm to you that last week Thursday, I also brought the issue of this road to the attention of Mr. President. I had a one-on-one meeting with him and I discussed with him that there is an emergency that needs to be attended to on this road. So, for the avoidance of doubt, let nobody not think that Ogun State has not been responsive.
But that's not all. Governor Abiodun is a man with a plan and the authority to back it up. He has secured the President's approval for Ogun State to take over the road's reconstruction if the federal government doesn't act quickly enough.
I have sought from Mr. President his attention so that the Ministry of Works can maybe award this road to a reputable contractor, and I know they're working on it. However, Mr. President has also instructed me that if we do not get the attention as fast as we want, the state government should go ahead and take ownership of this section and repair it.
There's good news ahead, but that's just part of the story. Let's now lift our focus to another significant project in Ogun State, the 2-kilometer Ayekwe Junction Mayflower Road in Ikenne local government area. For years, this road has been a thorn in the side of Ikenne residents, narrow, dangerous, and prone to flooding. It has also been a frequent cause of accidents and disruptions to business in the area. But that's changing now. True to Governor Abiodun's promises, construction is in full swing and contractors are working round the clock to meet the state's 4-month deadline for completion. The project coordinator is optimistic that they will finish on time.
The road itself is about 2-kilometer road. So we started this project over 6 weeks ago, and the duration of the project is 4 months. So presently we are doing the road drainages both sides, and when we finish with the drainages, we now come to the road itself. We are going to do milling, call it milling. We are doing milling in some places and we are doing scarification in some other places before we come and lay the asphalt.
The residents, meanwhile, are breathing a sigh of relief. After years of struggling with rough conditions, especially during the rainy season, they are finally seeing the light at the end of the tunnel. The community is grateful to Governor Abiodun and his administration for prioritizing their needs.
All we have to say now is they've tried enough. As far as we are very glad. Say a very big thank you for the government.
We really appreciate the person that is doing this road for us, because now I can see it's very nice and good. And we pray that God will continue to bless the hand that is doing this.
I feel good about it because it will widen the space of the road. It will make it more motorable. Even for the people passerby that are passing, pedestrians that are walking, it will be more conducive for us. So it's good.
Governor Dapo Abiodun isn't just focused on leaving a legacy. He is on a mission to transform Ogun State into a powerhouse, positioning it to become one of the economic giants of sub-Saharan Africa.
Governor Abiodun is certainly rewriting the state story for the better. Moving on to other stories. Securing the lives and property of indigents, residents and even investors in Ogun State has been a top priority for Governor Dapo Abiodun since assuming office. Since then, he has been using the State Security Trust Fund to provide the much-needed support for security agencies in the state, particularly in terms of equipment and patrol vehicles. His latest intervention involves the calling for the establishment of a military base in the eastern part of the state. He made this appeal during a meeting with the general officer commanding the 81 Division of the Nigerian Army.
That Ogun State is the gateway to Nigeria is not an understatement. It has also firmly established itself as the country's industrial and educational hub. Over the past 5 years, peace and stability have reigned across Ogun State, and the days of criminal elements having free rein are long gone. All credit goes to a governor who doesn't shy away from any challenge. He is Prince Dapo Abiodun of Ogun State, a man who tackles every issue with a clear strategic approach. Governor Abiodun, along with his dedicated team, has been burning the midnight oil to ensure that the state security agencies have the gadgets they need for effective service delivery. His first move was to revamp the State Security Trust Fund, and by working closely with the State House of Assembly, he spearheaded amendments to the State Security Trust Fund law. This critical adjustment is aimed at ensuring that more funds flow into security management, providing the financial backbone to purchase modern security equipment to empower the agencies. Through the Security Trust Fund, Governor Dapo Abiodun has armed security agencies in Ogun State with cutting-edge vehicles, top-tier communication gadgets, and even drones for high-tech aerial surveillance, specifically at flashpoints within the state capital and the Sagamu interchange. This spirit of teamwork is on full display again as Governor Dapo Abiodun, his deputy Noimot Salako Oyedele, and key members of his cabinet received Major General Farouk Mujinyawa, the new General Officer Commanding GOC of the 81 Division of the Nigerian Army, and his team, who are on a courtesy visit to the state. Governor Abiodun doesn't mince words. He thanks the military for their steadfast support and their ongoing cooperation with other security agencies in the state, and acknowledges that security has always been front and center of his administration from day one. Governor Abiodun knows all too well that without security, economic development is nothing but a pipe dream. This is why his administration revamped the State Security Trust Fund and renewed Operation Mesa, a joint security task force in the state, among many other forward-thinking initiatives to bolster the state's security framework.
Security is extremely very fundamental and important to economic activity. And to that extent, as soon as we assumed the office, we placed a lot of premium on supporting our entire law enforcement architecture. We launched the Security Trust Fund. When I assumed office, the OP Mesa did not exist anymore. I wrote to the Chief of Army Staff requesting for the resuscitation of OP Mesa.
He seizes this opportunity to ask the GOC for the establishment of a military base in the eastern part of Ogun, ensuring that every corner of the state is safeguarded.
I think that one of the things they can do to help us in sustaining the peace that we enjoy in the state is to think of putting some base, maybe a forward operating base, in the eastern part of the state. Right now we are the central. This is the Ogun Central, which is where we have the state capital. We have presence in the west, we have presence in the Laro. But I think that because of the level of commercial operations that are beginning to evolve in the eastern flank of the state, particularly having our airports in that place.
The GOC Major General Mujin Yawa expresses his gratitude to Governor Abiodun, applauding his support for the military and for implementing policies that have kept the state peaceful and secure.
So we thank you for this and other numerous policies which you have introduced, which have ensured peace in this state and which has poised Ogun State as an industrial hub in this country. We remain highly appreciative.
Ogun State may be enjoying an era of peace and tranquility, reflected in the increasing influx of investors into the state. But Prince Dapo Abiodun is not about to take off his foot off the gas. His priority remains clear: securing lives and property, ensuring that Ogun State continues to thrive in safety and prosperity.
Criminal elements should brace themselves for tougher days ahead. Just before we go, let's inform you that Governor Dapo Abiodun has recently assumed his duties as the chairman of the Southern Governors Forum. In a recent meeting with the Southern Nigeria Traditional Rulers Council, Governor Abiodun pledged his willingness and that of his colleagues to work with traditional rulers to foster peace, unity, and spur development in the region.
Ogun State, the gateway state and Nigeria's industrial capital, is once again rolling out the red carpet as it hosts a historic gathering of Southern monarchs under the banner of the Southern Nigeria Traditional Rulers Council. Of course, Governor Dapo Abiodun is the host in his capacity as the chairman of the Southern Governors Forum. With warm hospitality, Governor Abiodun, alongside key members of his cabinet, receives the esteemed monarchs. Taking the stage, Governor Abiodun extends his heartfelt welcome to the monarchs on behalf of the people of Ogun State, describing them as custodians of the region's rich cultural heritage.
Your Majesties, your presence here as custodians of our rich cultural heritage serves as a powerful reminder of the enduring significance of tradition and the vital role you play in shaping our society.
Representing the council, the co-chairman, King Jaja of Opobo, Dr. Danderson Douglas Jaja, outlines the key reason for their visit. According to him, the goal is to establish a productive synergy between the traditional council and the state executives, ensuring that culture and tradition continue to flourish while contributing to the region's growth.
The Southern Nigeria Traditional Rulers Council and the Governors Forum, the Southern Nigeria Governors Forum, will work out kind of synergy between us, so that we'll be able to promote our culture, our tradition, and also to have a united voice in national issues.
As the monarchs depart Ogun State, they leave with two clear takeaways. First, the beauty of the state, which continues to thrive under the capable leadership of Governor Abiodun. And second, the governor's heartfelt promise to work alongside them to achieve sustainable development and lasting peace.
And that's the show for today. Thank you so much for spending your time with us, and we hope you enjoyed every bit of it. Join us next time for another exciting package. Until then, I am Victoria Oniaye. Bye for now.